royal, noble, honorable brothers and sisters here in the United States of America and from around the world. The future Light Kingdom Party, Hermes the Caduceus, and the future global fraternity, the royal order of the divine light that shall unify from childhood on everyone. We want to talk today about Iran. Iran was a very powerful nation. It was a nation led by a great leader, Shah Reza Pahlavi. And it was the United States of America that desired to support Khomeini. It was us that denied Shah Reza Pahlavi a place in a hospital to cure his cancer that he actually financially supported, greatly supported in New York. We have, as the Romanovs, crucified such family, and we have dragged them into the mud. We have taken stability away from that region, and we have pushed Iran back into an era that it already departed from through such visionary leader. Shah Reza Pahlavi was dedicated to every US president, and he embraced the American dream that he also reflected upon his people that started to walk with fashion as in Paris, as in New York, visible and worn. And he was a man who had a political vision that always included the United States of America. He also knew that his resources, oil, will with time evaporate, and therefore he had a personal expectations in matters of pricing. Instead of at that time already to enter in constructive dialogue, we have done similar as what it is happening right now. The only situation that is quite different at the current time is that we have a leader in power that pretty much provoked Iran already for many, many months. And he has done so with intent, as we allege, as to secure his presidency becomes the most essential part within the next 18 months. And if a war fits in such picture, a war it shall be for him to remain in power and to control not only his position as a president, but also to control the people with fear for their existence, their life, their well-being. I have met the Shah's daughter just weeks before she killed herself in London. And it was a tremendous experience that I will never forget. A warm-hearted, good person, good at heart. And we have pushed such family away from their reign and have placed upon them suffering, grief, and great, tremendous pain. We have to understand that actions have reactions. And royal, noble, honorable brothers and sisters that still believe that from Mr. Trump truth is communicated. Open your eyes, open your heart, open your ears, open all senses, and you will realize that nothing else as a scheme is here in progress, as there cannot be anyone taking a position as the one that he occupies to repeat that again. No Bank of America, no great, important, powerful corporation of the United States of America would have employed him with 6 bankruptcies and being unable to show transparency in matters of his financials. That he occupies such position without such essential, most essential tools and instruments in place, by itself displays to what degree the fraud has been committed. If you wish to go today to open a bank account without an ID, without an identification, how can you do it? How can somebody become president without showing his financial statements? How can somebody rule a nation and its people when 6 bankruptcies are attached to his name and over 4,000 lawsuits? Just ask yourself that question. And such man is now deciding about the well-being of our nation. Such man is now deciding if you and your children will find themselves in the environment of war or peace. It is such man that has right now the control of all power in his hand, and he will use it to his benefit, not to the benefit of the United States of America. If we place on someone a gun on his head, we cannot expect him to surrender. Iran will not surrender when we consistently provoke them, when we consistently point the gun on their head and communicate to them that either you do this or we do that. This is not the way the world in the 21st century should work. As nations, we have to come together, and wisdom has to enter center stage. We need to listen to what Iran has to say, and at the same time also communicate our very own interest. And let us not forget that there was a treaty in place that regulated the relationship between the United States and Iran perfectly. Let us make also another thing clear. We are not the world police. There is other nations in this world, and we have to start to listen to them. And we have to have leaders that listen to the intelligence community here and to the FBI, and that respect them, and that guide them with honor and respect and gratitude for what they do every day. It is most essential that we realize that as world, we need to make decisions together, and in particular when it comes to war. Mr. Trump does say he has not even a necessity to involve the American Senate. And we say he must most certainly involve the American Senate and other nations. Other nations are part of the treaty with Iran. Such other nations should have been part in the decision process. If we all liquidate such contract and renegotiate it prior to liquidating it with Iran, or if a military threat is existent. We, the United States of America, cannot consistently tell other nations what to do when we lack ductus exemplo, leadership by example. We have not displayed to be great leaders. And it is most significant that we realize that this global community, this global political community must come together, and we cannot continue to divide them. And the only reason why consistently so much disturbance, chaos is created, because in the midst of it, we don't even know anymore what's going on behind the curtain, and that is the entire concept behind it. To destruct, to put the Trojan horse in place, and to keep you, the people, blinded by it. Wake up, America, and follow the light. Let the Light Kingdom Party illuminate your heart and your mind, and see with wisdom the true nature of everything that is currently happening. And for the ones that are currently running for presidency, make no mistake, Russia will again be part of such elections. And whatever you do with your most sincere dedication for this nation, it will, after all, end with who's gonna manipulate the polls, the people, and commit another one of those Robert Mueller report incidents that might lead to the exact same result. If we do not end what is happening right now with honor, integrity, and ethical conduct, then darkness will fall upon this nation that I love until death apart. God bless you, the American people, and may you all be illuminated by the light.